Hi everybody and welcome. Now in this video I want to provide you with a quick and short introduction to the medium of charcoal. Now charcoal comes in various forms and it is a traditional medium used in art for drawing. Drawing on its own, so drawing using charcoal to produce a finished piece out of charcoal itself, but it's also used quite a lot for underdrawing in paintings because it doesn't have a lot of like wax that something like pencil would have that would resist layers of paint over the top. So charcoal is often used to mark out areas on a canvas, on a painting, before layers of oil paint, for example, are placed over the top. Now generally charcoal comes in a couple of forms. The form that I have used most myself and what I learnt with was willow charcoal. And it comes in these little sticks like this. What I tend to do is I tend to break them into little bits and keep them in a little tin, and then I can take that around with me to draw on location, which is this little sketch here. It's a charcoal drawing that I did, just a very quick rough sketch out on location. I think it was at a park somewhere, just using charcoal. So it comes in sort of stick form like this, which is softer. So this is willow charcoal or vine charcoal. It's sort of long wispy strips. It's quite delicate, so it's very easy to snap, so you don't really want to press too hard. And you can't really get as dark a line with this type of charcoal as you can with compressed charcoal. And compressed charcoal you can get in pencils such as this or as sticks. I don't have as much of it in my studio myself because I don't use compressed charcoal quite as much myself, but you can get it in pencil form or sort of stick form, and it's kind of powdered charcoal held together with a binder, something like gum or wax. It's a little bit similar to sort of chalk pastels, and it's a little harder than the willow or the vine charcoal like this. You can get a lot more, I suppose it's more familiar in that this is sort of pencil form, so if you're used to working with coloured pencils or graphite pencils, this will feel more familiar to you, and it's a little less messy from a point of view. It's a pencil and you don't get your hands directly on the charcoal. So let's have a little look at using it. I mean, basically with charcoal, you're going to need a surface to draw on. So for us, that might be our sketchbook. So let me just move this out of the way for a moment. It's also helpful to have some kind of rubber that you can actually rub out. I think this is one of the lovely things with charcoal, is that you can blend very well and create smooth areas of colour. And tone, and also a kneaded eraser, a putty rubber, something like this is quite good. Let's see if I can open this one and get it going as well. Sorry for the random noise now as I open this rubber. So let's just have a look at some of this willow charcoal. So you can create sort of light lines like this. And personally, I always find charcoal easier to use on a larger scale, and I've got an A3 sketchbook page here, which is roughly sort of 30 by 40 centimeters, let's say. So whenever I used to do life drawing, or I'm out on location working in a bigger sketchbook, this is where I quite enjoy charcoal. So I'm pressing really finely, and you can get very light lines as much darker lines. Look at that beautiful dark line. The thing with charcoal is it smudges really easy. So you can see how it's smudged there. But this gives us an additional layer of fun and experimentation. So you can create really beautiful layers of tone, for example. So I think the thing to do with charcoal is to experiment with it and play with it. It won't be as... I say it won't be as precise. You can be very precise with charcoal. It's just a very different medium to working with pencil, for example. So I think it takes a little bit of practice to get used to using this medium. So let me think about drawing just a sphere. And with something like a sphere, I'm going to be needing it to be lighter on one side than the other to give this 3D form. And so what I'm doing is I'm smudging, and you can use blending sticks. I'm a little bit of a mess, I like to use my hand. A lot of people recommend you don't use your hand because again you can have oil on your fingers that might interfere with the charcoal and get into your drawing. So a blending stick can be a really great addition to your tools and materials stack. And if you're doing a larger picture of something, this is where the putty rubber can be really handy because you can mould it to shape and you can just pick up little areas out. So you can pick up little areas, if that makes sense. So you're just lifting off the charcoal rather than with a traditional rubber, you're rubbing it out like so. And the problem with charcoal, if you use a rubber like this, you then get these little bits that you need to get off. And as soon as you do that, you smudge your work again. So this is where putty rubber is incredibly helpful for charcoal because you can pick up areas and this doesn't leave any little bits, so you can work into it. So the wonderful thing about charcoal is that you can work light into the dark of the charcoal itself. So it does give you a lot of opportunity to play with adding highlights to things and lifting back up again any charcoal you have put down. So it's a really interesting medium to work with. So that's just a quick demo of the Willow charcoal. And then my charcoal pencils are quite different. They're more like a graphite or a black coloured pencil. It of course depends on what brand that you use, but this will work just a little bit more like a traditional pencil. So for some of us it may feel more familiar if you're used to drawing excuse me, if you're used to drawing with graphite. I was just flicking through some of my sketchbooks and I found this one, a Lucian Freud charcoal sketch. So you can see here the blended tones. This is just a photocopy of one. The blended tones created by the charcoal. You've got very dark darks, but you've also got this lovely smudging and tonal value that you can create with charcoal. One final tip I wanted to give regarding charcoal is obviously it's very movable. So once you've finished drawing, you need to fix it. You can buy spray fixative from an art supply store or shop, or I actually just use hairspray. This is something I did. A trick I learned when I was in art college because, you know, a 99p bottle of hairspray is a lot cheaper than some expensive fixative. So being an art student, we're always trying to find the cheapest ways of doing things. And then that fixes it so it doesn't smudge. It's a little bit wet. Okay, so once you've finished your sketch, grab some hairspray if you have it, or buy some fixative, spray it lightly over the top, and then your charcoal will stay in place. You can of course go back and work over the top if you need to, but the bit that you fixed will stay in place. I enjoy working with charcoal on a larger scale, as I've said. It's great if you've got an easel perhaps and a big piece of drawing paper. You can get some really big, lovely sort of marks, and you can work with the charcoal to get this sort of beautiful tone. I would also say go and have a look at some works in charcoal. Have a little research online, find some artists and some often life drawing is done with charcoal. Have a little look at some charcoal drawings, and I would certainly say have an experiment yourself. Find an object to draw, go a little larger, and just experiment with using the medium. So if you're used to working with pastels, anything that requires blending, then this might feel quite a nice thing to work with. It's obviously a monochrome medium, black and white, so it can give a very moody, wonderful tone, but you can get very, very light tones, very, very dark tones within the same picture. And it's all about the blending and the layering, and perhaps not going too dark too soon when you're working up a drawing or a picture even. So that's the Willow charcoal. You can get your compressed charcoal or charcoal pencils. I'd certainly invest in a putty rubber and some fixative if you're working with charcoal. And if you're like me, get a bit messy. Also the smudging sticks, so you can get the little paper smudging sticks if you don't want to use your hands. And that's what you need to get cracking with charcoal. So that's my little introduction today to charcoal and how to use it.